Hey everyone, it's Mr. Wild194. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review for a book that was awesome. Absolutely awesome, dude. This is Berserk Volume 2 by Kentaro Miura. Now, before I start this review, I do want to thank a lot of you who tuned in and maybe had even subbed. I don't think I got a ton of subs out of that review, but I got like 300 views on that video, and that was a lot for somebody who has 150, 60 subs, whatever it was at the time. A lot of the Berserk, I can't say the name, I'm sorry, fans came out and saw that review, and I really was thankful for you guys and your support, your awesome comments, whatever. And I'm sorry about the anticipation for like 2 months to see me finally come around and review Volume 2 and 3. I had kind of posted reviews on another channel I was working on, and I wasn't really happy with that, but it seemed like a lot of people didn't really care about the comic reviews on that channel, despite it being a comic book channel. But neither here nor there. They seem to have wanted more of like movie reviews of comic films, which I may make that channel into. But anyway, a lot of folks really didn't get the satisfaction of seeing my thoughts here on this channel for Volume 2 and 3, which I'll have a review up for immediately after this video. But just wanted to let you know, I'm sorry I haven't posted the videos yet, but Berserk Volume 2 was awesome, just like Volume 1 was. I will say this too. Gradually, every volume out of the 3 I've read have gotten better and better. I have heard that coming up very soon, I'm going to see some very dark shit that's apparently going to change my life. I've heard a lot of fans in this comment section of Volume 1, and I've seen people on my other channel, when I reviewed the 2 and 3 volumes on the other channel, say the same thing. So I don't know how true that is, what's coming. I have no predictions because this is an absolute unchained masterpiece of horror fantasy literature, comics, manga, whatever you want to call this. Anyway, it is a manga. About 250, 260 pages long. Pretty awesome book, man. Kentaro Miura is a dark dude. I know he's gone now, which is pretty sad, but I also think it is so strange to me to read this and feel how dark this story is. This dude must have been troubled. He was probably a happy dude because the money he was making, but dude, he is one dark fella. I loved this book. I don't want to get into too many spoilers about the previous volume. It's kind of hard to avoid spoilers from previous reviews and stuff of other books that came before something, especially when they're so closely tied, like comics or manga or anything like that. So I'm going to be very careful on how I step around this because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Berserk Volume 2 basically has Guts and Puck at the end of Volume 1 continued here talking to this little old deformed, cut-up man that they had met, who seemed like he had a lot of issues. He was carrying bandages all over his face, and he had his little robe on and stuff. And as they talk to this man, they learn a little bit more about him. And eventually, they have a situation, another fight, another battle within his place. And Guts and Puck leave. The old man is actually taken captive and executed in a public square by the Count, the Emperor guy that was kind of running things that we found out more about at the end of Volume 1. And Guts, well, I guess I'll start with Puck. Puck, the little fairy, keeps begging Guts to stay there and try to help this guy because he feels bad for this old man. The old man has lost so much of his life and his world, basically. And Puck feels so much remorse for this man. And he's begging Guts to go save the guy. And Guts says flat out, no, I don't have any obligation to do that. I don't want to do that. And Guts is brutal, dude. I didn't realize what this guy was like as much in Volume 1. I mean, you do, but you don't really realize how far that goes until you read this volume, which it really set an even darker tone than what I thought we were getting, because I was hoping that maybe Guts was going to be converted by Puck, the little fairy fella, to do the right thing in a lot of instances in this book, and in Volume 3 as well, and it just does not go that way. And I don't know if it's always going to be like that throughout the series or what, but it is pretty shockingly brutal overall, I would say. Berserk Volume 2 is a gory book. The fights are awesome. The art style, once again, is absolutely amazing. I'm trying to figure out maybe a scene I can show you here. Okay, here's a good page that's spoiler-free early on in the book. In case you haven't seen the art before, this is what it looks like. It looks beautiful. The art is getting better and better too every volume, if I haven't said that yet. Not just the story, but the art. It's just vivid. It's gorgeous. It's so detailed. I'm so not used to this. Because when I got into comics a few years ago, heavily, despite having read some when I was growing up, when I was reading a lot of stuff on my Kindle and my Nook of current day comics, or even stuff from like the 90s and whatever, American comics did not have the detailing the manga has had since like the 80s and the 70s and whatnot. It kind of depends series to series. Some I'm impressed with, some I'm not. Like I've said in my previous review for Berserk Volume 1, talking about things like Yu Yu Hakusho. But this seems like it's never going to let up when it comes to the quality of the art. I see myself more and more becoming a dedicated fan of Berserk because of how crazy Volume 1, 2, and 3 have all been. It's a huge recommendation for me, and I can't really talk too much without spoiling things for you. But I loved it. I thought it was extremely dark. And the kind of fight that we head into by the end of this book is pretty insane. It's pretty insane. And it has a lot of, I don't want to say dark connotations. I don't mean to just keep using the word dark all the time very freely in this review, but you can't help it because of what the source material is of this, what's going on here. It's some dark shit, man. I'm sorry, but it's true. I loved this. I think it was amazing. I had no clue by the end of this what was going to happen with the big fight that's going on through a big majority of this particular volume. It's tense stuff, man. I love this world. I love how it's kind of medieval, but it's kind of not. Guts is just a scumbag, but he's not an evil scumbag at the same time, at least what I know of yet. I think this volume or volume 3, I think it was this volume, I believe. Maybe. Anyway, volume 2 or volume 3 gives you a little bit more history of when they kind of reveal how Guts' past was. I think that was volume 3. But that was some of the darkest shit I ever read. I think a hint of that was in here too. I could not believe that. One moment of it actually put a chill down my spine. I love this. Volume 2 was absolutely incredible. I don't want to drag this review on for too long, but if you have not started Berserk and you're kind of relying on my reviews to see if they continue to be good, 3 volumes in, that's closer to about 700 pages of this work. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Excuse me. And I recommend it highly alone on that, between the art being so incredible and detailed if you love that kind of thing, but as well as the story. And the few amount of characters we've had out of like 2 or 3 or 4 handfuls of characters, there's not a whole lot to learn about in here, but man, you won't forget the feelings this story, these first 3 volumes make you feel. It's insane. So anyway, Insane in the Membrane. Berserk Volume 2 by Kentaro Miura. If I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I would easily give this a 5 out of 5 stars. One of the most gut-wrenching effective books I've ever read. And would you believe me if I said that and then told you Volume 3 was even more of that? Probably by 10 times, to be honest with you. This was insane. So, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. If you had read Berserk Volume 2, let me know down in the comment section what you think about it. I'd love to hear everything you have to say. And thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.